interference of Parliament by the judiciary. KTN senior political affairs reporter Duncan Haimba with more details.
The seemingly never-ending sibling rivalry between the two houses of Parliament could be taken a notch higher after the Senate published a bill which, if enacted into law, will now invite the Supreme Court to have a final say whenever the Senate and the National Assembly speakers fail to agree on two key bills. A bill that concerns counties or a bill that is in itself a money bill. Co-sponsors of the Determination of the Nature of Bills 2018 are Senators Johnson Sakaja of Nairobi and his Makueni counterpart, and also NASA Chief Whip in the Senate, Mutula Kilonzo Jr. They argue that their move has been informed by the fact that so far there is no law prescribing the form and nature of concurrence between the two speakers, and that in the 11th Parliament, no such bill went through.
The dispute that ended up where the two speakers don't agree, just like they didn't agree on the Division of Revenue Bill 2013-2014 financial year, it ended up in the Supreme Court for an advisory opinion as to whether it's a matter concerning counties or not. So what we have done, strictly speaking, is provide now a method. It will not be up to the speakers. It will now be a law that they must follow in determination.
Article 12, Section 1 of the bill reads, where the speakers of both houses fail to concur with the recommendations of the report of joint committee on whether A bill concerns counties, or B, a bill is a money bill, then the joint committee shall prepare a report to the speakers requesting Parliament to refer the bill to the Supreme Court for advisory opinion on the matter. And that is where opposition is likely to come in.
But you want a default mechanism. You don't want it to be the discretion. If the two speakers can't agree and their teams can't also agree, the Supreme Court can look into the matter and give us guidelines in terms of the advisory opinion. So something that is it's in part of the Constitution.
What was envisaged between the two houses of Parliament was for an harmonized committee rather than going to another external arm of government. It has to be within the same legislative arm of government.
Is the only body that can determine a dispute between entities. Entities like the Senate, entities like the National Assembly, Council of Governors. We are not dragging them. We are just giving them the role of an advisory opinion. So yeah, we're not dragging them as such. This is actually the role of the Supreme Court.
Ideally, the doctrine of separation of powers should take precedence and there should be no interference. However, the Senate says it's about time the Supreme Court stepped in.
They're saying that we are